A Bookseller Crow on the box. Tales from an empty bookshop.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Book Bubble Bauble. I got that right.
You did.
Come in. As you probably know, you haven't been allowed in the shop for some time, and so we thought, as a treat, we would bring the shop to you and browse, enable you to browse.
Browse on your behalf.
Yes, exactly. So, hello, Justine.
Hello, Karen.
Welcome to your beautiful display.
My children's table.
It's wonderful. A
John
lot
said
of new titles.
Yeah, John said it looked a little bit Waterstonesy, but I think it looks a little bit more sort of market stall-y.
Well, one of the sections that has been really sort of yearned for over the previous lockdown is the children's section.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd start here and let you have a proper rummage.
So what we've done is we've laid books out in a way that we haven't since the first lockdown. Because even when we reopened, we couldn't put books on display like this because little hands creep up and touch everything and pick them up and sit on the floor and read them, and so sadly children's books have really struggled to show themselves.
Yes, that's right, and also we have to keep them really clean, don't we?
There's the whole hygiene issue right now. I am just going to do the old. We've got these all over the shop, stationed everywhere.
Yeah.
And every single time a customer during the lift, when the lockdown was lifted, asked a book, we did that.
Yeah.
And we still are doing it even with the door closed.
Yeah.
So.
Talk us through it,
Can I
Justine.
blow on my hands, darling? So we've got a bit of a rebel-y theme going.
Excellent.
At the moment, which is great. There's a few really good books out and about, sort of empowerment, all the rest. This one in particular, I like. Forgotten Fairy Tales of Brave and Brilliant Girls, with a foreword by Kate Pankhurst of the
Pankhurst clan.
There's a lovely little bit in here that it says, "There are princesses and there are princesses. The princesses swan around in palaces, making gowns out of silk and gossamer, or they sit in towers and sing to bluebirds, while dreaming of being rescued. Bessie knew she definitely didn't want to be that kind of princess." There you go. Packed with sort of great stories.
Brilliant.
And then sticking with the theme, of course, this will be familiar to everybody. This is the latest in the canon of rebel
100 immigrant women who changed the world,
which is terrific. This one is a lot of fun. Gender swapped fairy tales, and you will recognise the stories, and the fun is the fact that everything is swapped. It's upside down. So it's not the princess and the pea, it's the hairy old armpity prince.
and the turnip.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Lying on the top of like 19 mattresses. It's rather. It's fun. It's funny.
Yeah.
Rather beautifully illustrated.
And I expect it really exposes
It
so
does.
much about the stories as well.
Yeah, and it's a bit discomforting.
Yeah.
Actually, the way that history has viewed, even through the medium of folk tale, view women.
Yeah.
Often they do end up to be strong at the end, but at the beginning.
Yeah, they're lying down on a mattress.
Rather lovely. This is fun. Queer heroes. Lots going on in there. This is a recent discovery of mine. The Stickman cookbook. We've sold quite a few children's cookbooks in the past, but this one is absolute fun. Hot dog rolls. Look at the little guy there. I'm wondering if he's going to be eaten. It's just taken an idea and run with it, which is fun. It's for real littlies to do cooking with. Across my market stall, we have signed copies of Ross Montgomery's latest, The Midnight Guardians, which is a great, fun adventure story. When evacuee Cole's childhood imaginary friends come to life, he discovers a world where myths and legends are real.
What age group would you say that would be for?
8 to 12, so
Yeah.
we've been saying. You know, it depends on reading ability, and it comes with a rather natty matching bookmark. We've got the usual
Big titles.
another punt for this. We did, I mentioned this in our last bookshop, Bubble Bubble, and we will have signed copies of this. Fantastic. Also signed copies of Once Upon a Penguin. Those of you that have been past the shop will have seen our windows now being decorated. Which is rather cracking. Got some Christmas titles here. And then, if you would like to come into my domain, have a look at all these cracking picture books that we've got at the moment.
What's particularly new, Justine?
What we have new at the moment.
That's excited you.
There's a new You Choose book, which is great fun. There is a new David Litchfield Bear and Piano hardback, which is great. I'm particularly fond of Sarah McIntyre's Grumpy Corn books. They are great, terrific, very funny. There's a book about someone who works here.
Inspired.
And this is by Stuart Heritage, who will get a mention later on.
Yeah, he just works here.
That's we'll get a mention later on anyway, but great fun. Rather silly. This one is not silly at all. It's rather beautiful.
Oh, it's
The
beautiful.
Girl and the Dinosaur. We're all big fans of dinosaurs over here in South London in Crystal Palace, and that's another great dinosaur book to add to your collection. We've got some Christmas titles in.
Meerkat at Christmas.
Meerkat, this one, we saw a few of this, illustrated by the great Jim Field.
Grandpa Christmas and
we've got some good Bain titles at the moment as well in the middle. And yes, of course, The Little People, Big Dreams. I've curated this collection. I particularly like Louise Bourgeois and Rudolf Nureyev.
oh yes. He looks like someone I know.
I'm not sure he looks like Rudolf Nureyev.
No.
Yes, so here you are. You've had a chance to come in to the children's section for once. No touching, but nonetheless, it's we've got some classics.
Yeah.
And of course, don't forget you can always order anything from us. If you can't see what you want,
Yeah.
the world is your oyster. We can order in.
Right, so where were we? We were... I'm just introducing
New titles.
Okay.
Action.
This is the new titles section of the bookshop. We have paperback fiction here. We've got some really exciting new paperbacks that have come out of hardback recently. With Elizabeth Strout, Olive Again, which is a continuation of the Olive Kitteridge story, and also some really exciting black fiction, My Sister the Serial Killer, Queenie, of course, which you're probably all heard of, Bernardino Evaristo, Colson Whitehead, the Nickel Boys, which is recently on the radio. And yes, John, you wanted to recommend a book, didn't
I was just about to eat my biscuit.
Wait.
It
you? Explain why you have these amazing biscuits.
was very kindly sent to me by Alison Barrow from Transworld Books. Well, not just to me, but to Justine as well. Not sure who's who. I don't know. But look at that baby.
Beautiful.
I'm the small neat one.
Yeah,
And why
that's
did you get
probably
those?
true.
Because it was...
Because we are bookshop heroes, apparently. Anyway, I will mention, first off, a book that probably not many other shops in the country have got at the moment, Father Guards the Sheep. It's a book of short stories that I imported from America. It won the Iowa Short Fiction Award, and one of the reasons that I imported it was that the judge was Tom Drury, who, if you know me at all, you will know that Tom Drury is one of my favourite writers ever, full stop.
And he's been to our shop.
And
Yeah.
he's been to our shop twice. So I'm looking forward to reading that's for sure. The book that I'm reading at the minute and I'm really enjoying, I'm about that much way through it, is John Banville's Snow, which is excellent. It begins with it's a crime story set in 1957, and the first proper line of the novel is, "The body is in the library, Colonel Osborne said. Come this way." So I think we can get the measure of that. He's written quite a few novels under a pseudonym, crime novels under a pseudonym, but this is the first time that he's put his name to a crime novel in without hiding behind a pseudonym. The book the Sea that he won the Booker Prize with was, I believe, called by his Norwegian translator the longest short book he'd ever read. So there we go. I very much enjoyed Bill Clegg. I very much enjoyed his first book, and I look forward to reading this one at some point soon.
There's really interesting stuff at this end of what we call the hardback table.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a couple of areas of the shop where we have black writers and issues of race, but one of the standout titles is 100 Great Black Britons by Patrick Vernon and Angelina Osborne. Terrific. The new Neil Gaiman reader.
Oh.
I reckon that's going to be on a few Father Christmas lists.
Yep. And we have the quartet of Ali Smith.
Yes.
Finally, we have all four seasons.
We are not worthy.
Some is still in paperback, hardback.
Yeah.
But those are.
What a great present that would make
That
somebody.
that would make a really super gift for people.
And next to that, Natalie Haynes is Pandora's Jar.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, I reckon that's going to be on a few Christmas lists too. She knows her history. She knows her myths. She can write like she can really write like stink. And then sort of seamlessly into.
What a beautiful display, I must say, Justine.
Thank you. I know I'm wasted in this.
Often we don't.
this job.
The books go so quickly off the shelves. We don't actually get to build
No.
displays this curated, really.
Yeah, it's fun doing that. I really like it. Can we please note current affairs as this front area is the pattern. Look, everything
White.
is it's white, red, and blue.
Oh my word.
Do publishers just have no imagination with
Do
the
you think
kind of
there's a conspiracy theory going on
possibly
about that?
just a little bit lazy, except for the Sacha Swire Diary of an MP's Wife, which has got a pink background there, just in case we're in
pink
doubt.
in the wash.
There's a little yellow accent here, Private Eye in the Cummings Files. But there's a lot of good current affairs around at the
James
moment.
O'Brien's
James
new book,
O'Brien, of course.
The Art of Changing Your Mind, and Al Murray.
Yeah.
Ah.
Matt for Politically Homeless, which is actually quite interesting. And then behind that, we've got various areas in the shop where we do feminism and women's writing. But this is a little display of what's around at the moment. Grace Dent's latest, Dear Caitlin.
Essex Girls.
Oh yes,
By Sarah Perry.
By Sarah Perry. The new Laura Bates. She's a very important writer. Our dear shop friend Jenny Breakerleg. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
Great memoir and manifesto. Marvellous read. This is probably my favourite. Outside of the children's section, it's my favourite part of the shop, especially at the moment. There's been a real explosion in travel and nature writing, and there's so much good stuff around. And we've been lucky enough to have had we have a shop friendship with Mel Harrison, and also with Lev
Yes.
Rakian. Both films of our interactions with those guys on the YouTube channel. Sorry.
Someone put on Facebook it was actually their favourite part of the bookshop as well, and wanted to see more of it. So we're lingering over this.
I reckon we could do
section.
twice
Yeah,
the
I
size.
think so.
There's some really cracking stuff out there at the moment. The new Robert McFarlane in paperback. This just brilliant book, the Book of Trespass. Crossing the lines that divide us. That's, I reckon.
What's that about then? Is it?
Put your glasses on.
The vast majority of our country is entirely unknown to us because we are banned from setting foot on it. That's it, of course.
It's the whole argument about, access.
Yeah.
This has been much talked about, the Merlin Sheldrake. What a name!
How fungi made our worlds, changed our minds, and make our worlds.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
And share our futures.
And shape our futures.
Yeah. I reckon. Yeah.
I'm very interested in mushrooms. Actually, they are quite incredible. But there you go.
We also have Diary of a Young Naturalist, the Insta, Twitter sensation, all sorts of bits and pieces.
Helen McDonald's.
We're going over to more to the travel-y side, but still it's got an unmistakable nature, landscapey feel. The writing these days is just superb. You can't, even though stories like The Wild Silence, the follow-up to The Salt Path, is memoir. It is just it's so much about the landscape around as well, and how it affects the writer's life.
Yes, it's the opposite of subjects are sort of no longer polarised, are they, or fitting into one area?
You could some of these books could go into the biography section. They could go into the current affairs section. They could go into psychology, plus science, as well as travel and nature writing. And for years and years I've sold books, and we've never really had such a need for this categorisation now.
Yeah.
Nature writing,
Expansive.
travel. Yeah, it's great. And here we are at Karen's favourite corner of the shop. Mine was nature. This is your bit,
Yes,
isn't it?
this is the books on writing, essays, lit crit, and since we are the South East London's writers' bookshop.
We are the writers' bookshop,
and we have writers working here, and
we're
all writers, and we have writing
writers,
workshops,
and we love writing.
Yeah,
and our customers love it.
I love pens. This is something that is, I think, exciting for people to discover. But I have a couple of favourite writing books, and this is probably going to be a bit obvious, and people go Stephen King, a bit mainstream or popular, but this has got to be, on writing, has still got to be one of the best books. Also a motivational book for writers. It's a memoir of the craft, and it's also a memoir that is actually really, there's a point in it which I will never forget, and everyone that reads it, yes, I
you
won't
don't have
give
to
too
be
much
a fan
away.
of Stephen King's writing.
Not
his
at all.
novels.
Not at all,
because it's completely different, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's really about writing, and it will get you going if you need a push. Really accessible as well. Another book that John introduced me to by importing from the US first of all, and now is out here, is Drea's English, which is an utterly correct guide to clarity and style.
Some of us need that.
Yeah, well, I went to a girls' comp and let's just say there wasn't much grammar being
I
taught.
went to a co-ed grammar,
Yeah.
but
No,
you
you've
know.
not much grammar.
Your grammar used to pick you up from the gate sometimes.
That's right. But this is actually really, like, even if you're not really that into one, you know, thinking about, and you're just, you know, you're a writer, but you're quite confident, this is actually really thought-provoking as to the words that you use, which we're all thinking about a lot. And this is from chapter 1, the life-changing magic of tidying up, in brackets, your prose. And this is how it starts. Here's your first challenge. Go a week without writing the following: very, rather, really, quite, in fact. And when you start realising that you have these sort of tics that you often, my word is always, then
I think my word is basically.
Really?
A lot of people say basically.
yeah, basically. So this is just, it's humorous as well, and he's actually really good to follow on Twitter. Not that I stalk him, but so this is another book that I think is fairly new out, isn't it?
No, yeah.
Swallowed by a Whale, How to Survive the Writing Life, which we all probably need a little bit of helping hand now and again. And I just this is by David Allman.
Oh, great children's writer. Great children's
Yeah,
writer.
he wrote, I'm just going to read out the first bit. Be brave. Be brave, just do it. Just write. Right? We're imperfect beings in an imperfect world, so be imperfect. Be messy. Make mistakes. Get a notebook. Get pens and pencils, magic markers, crayons. Each blank page is an invitation, a new landscape, a field of possibilities. Writing is a physical act. Move your hand. Make marks, scribble, doodle, draw, write, experiment and play. And I couldn't agree more.
Hold that up so that we've got a really good
And a
view of that.
beautiful
Great.
cover.
Yeah, great
as you
book
can
and
see
a great Christmas
in the
present.
whale is a little person writing.
Oh my goodness.
I know. Oh, it's brilliant. So that's a great gift for someone who wants a bit of a push writing.
Super. There's some other nice stuff here. Of course, the All the Tiny Moments Blazing that we did on the Babble way back when. It's just so rewarding. There's just so much in there. A collection of David Sedaris.
Super
I am
duper.
yet to meet a single human being on the planet that doesn't like David Sedaris.
No.
Possibly Trump.
Yeah.
Well, I've never met Trump, so
no.
you know.
No, I wouldn't necessarily think. But yeah, I think, everyone. And it surprises you. You start saying his name to people and they're like, oh yeah, I took my mum to go and see him live. And you're like, oh, well, of course
You'd
you
take
did.
your mum, wouldn't you?
Well, I would. I'm sure she'd love him. But and of course Lucy Mangan's book, Bookworm, A Memoir of Childhood Reading. It's been a bit of a bestseller, hasn't it?
This is a nice new paperback.
Oh yes.
How Great Women Make Time. How Great Women Make Time. Women at Work, Daily Rituals, Find Inspiration and Get to Work. Charlotte Bronte, Alice Walker, Virginia Woolf, Coco Chanel, Zadie Smith.
Yeah. Frida
Great.
Kahlo, need you say more,
Great
really?
role models. We've got also the new book by,
Oh,
here we go,
Lev.
twice in the same film, Lev Barikian. Music to Eat Cake by. His other job is,
Orchestra.
He's as a conductor.
Yeah.
and he's written a series of essays there on birds, words, and everything in between.
He's quite busy, isn't he?
He's very busy.
Yeah.
Would you like some of this?
I would love some. Thank you. Oh, you've got rather a lot.
Do you want me to blow on your
No,
hands?
it's all right. I've just used my trousers. As you might know, we do a wrap and send. Jonathan does it perfect. He has those, what are those called? Chambermaid corners.
They're called hospital corners.
Hospital corners.
I think it's no coincidence his sister is a nurse.
There we are, you can see. Anyway, John has wrapped this. It's a wrap and send service, and we have our little Bookseller Crow stickers have been made, and you can do this and send it to anybody in the UK, I think, or worldwide.
Well, yeah,
possibly.
within reason.
Within, yeah, and we will send a little message as well. We have these little
If
cards.
necessary.
If you want us to write one to your loved one or not so loved ones. So we can do that for this season, and
Give us lots of notice for
Yeah.
that.
I would say, I'd repeat it, buy early and buy often with us. We are still here, and the more notice you give us for Christmas packages and sending, the better, because I think after the 2nd of December things might get, we're not quite sure how it's going to pan out, but we just know it's going to be very busy. If the government do allow us to open again, we are going to be offering in-shop appointments, which
Yes.
are for people who don't want to come to the shop but would like to have some private browsing time outside of shop opening hours, and we're going to be offering those from 11 till 12 daily or whenever. Just give us a call, and there will be 2 bubbles in the shop, so it'll be like a sort of private browsing
Because they won't be real bubbles, obviously.
No.
It'll be imaginary bubbles.
but it'll be for people who are perhaps isolating, or who are a bit nervous, or who need to just take extra care. So just give us a call, and we'll hopefully be able to.
In the evening, if we do them in the evening, there might be some real bubbles.
Yes,
But in a glass.
yes, exactly.
Very hard to write.
I'd like that.
The time has come to leave the shop. It went fast, didn't it?
Yeah.
Been lovely having you around the shop, showing you what we've got. As you leave, you'll see that we've got some more new titles for you to feast your eyes upon. The new Barack Obama, Barry Mate, Victoria Wood, fantastic. Adam Buxton, we sold quite a few of those.
Say Barry, mate.
Yeah, I just did. Just said Barry, mate. Oh, there we go. Bedtime Stories for Worried Liberals by Stuart Heritage. There he was. He's been to the shop. We've got some great cookery books, as you've probably already seen. Stepping to one side, we've got a little football section here. New book about the neurotic genius of Dutch football. A Palace Annual.
It's not a new book, it's been out for years.
Oh,
It's not a new book. It's been out for
there you
years.
go. We've got quite a few.
That one is though. And Kevin Day, great Palace fan.
Call yourself a football fan.
And Michael's been to the shop as well. New paperbacks.
They can find you a book for your girlfriend, your husband, your girl or your boy. And if you've got a need for an uplifting read, Justine and Jonathan can pick out a book you'll enjoy. What a book at the Bookseller, Crow on the Hill. What a book at the Bookseller, Crow